Well, good morning. I'm Steve Podmore, and today is the 1st of September, Tuesday the 1st of September. I'm here in Shadwell, just around the corner from Canary Wharf that I think you can see just there. It's early morning, and today is the day I promised, or I set a deadline, a self-imposed deadline to launch fundingtheglobalgoals.tv. And I'm here to say it's not going to launch properly today. It's going to take a few more days yet. The last month or so has been incredibly hectic. I've been working on presentations solidly for and the website, the beta design of the website, so that I could launch. But I've also been writing bids for funding and finishing the business plan so I could actually do that, funding from the UK government through the Innovate UK programme, but also from a number of philanthropists and a number of investors. So it's really important that the site is launched with the personnel to make sure the content is created in the best way. You know, I can only do so much, and we will be publishing content later this week. But just really quickly to spell out what the vision for fundingtheglobalgoals.tv is. Well, very simply, we know that we're not going fast enough. The world needs to scale up and speed up how we fund the Sustainable Development Goals. And for lots of reasons, finance is not flowing at the scale it needs to flow to things that can make a difference. This was the case prior to COVID, and it's certainly the case post-COVID. Although there are trillions, literally, in stimulus happening around the world, the great fear is that capital isn't going to where it can be most productive socially and environmentally and economically. And so therefore, one of the things that we've identified, or I've identified, and I think others agree, is there are an awful lot of silos in finance, and some of the financial innovations, new fund structures, new mechanisms, better ways of collaborating, new platforms, they're not seeing the light of day anywhere near fast enough. And it's the light of day today. It's a beautiful morning here. But no, they're not seeing the light of day fast enough, and they're not able to get the capital and the support they require to give them the best chance of succeeding. On my journey, I've experienced that. I believe many others have as well, where things that are systemic, things that have substance, but don't yet have traction, because they don't yet have the funding to bring them to fruition. And certain things do need a lot of funding to bring them to fruition. They don't need unlimited amounts, but they do need to be properly funded. And the challenge is many of those in a short-term world where things like venture capital, you know, is very, very, well, people would argue otherwise, but my experience, and I think the experience of many others, is that things like venture capital is very much about the exit, very much about the location. If you're in California, or if you're in certain places, it's a little easier to get. Impact investment, while meaningful, is often very small, and to be honest, not that impactful in the broader scheme of things, although amazing work is being done. So there are lots of funding gaps, there are lots of challenges that mean some of the most important projects and ventures that the world needs either don't start, properly get out of the gate, or they don't scale. So with fundingtheglobalgoals.tv, what we want to do is showcase these amazing financial innovations. We want to talk about what's going on in the world of finance, what news is occurring. We'll do this in our website, but also our video content, our YouTube channel, and this will be in the form of news, a weekly news program, or it will be weekly pretty soon after launching, and then ultimately we want it to go daily. There will be a video blog, conversations and interviews, in-depth interviews with innovators and game changers, and those who have a vision for how finance could and should be, and a detailed plan for putting that kind of innovation to work. even though those plans, we know plans always are out of date as soon as they're written, the reality is it really helps to have an idea of what needs to happen and a plan to get there, even though we know those plans need to be changed, they need to be scrutinized, they need to be supported, and they need to be adapted. So so the vision is to bring everything ultimately in a site that can scale all over the world. I don't know what's happening with the exposure here on the sun is changing quite a lot, quite rapidly. So so we want to make sure that this site has content about microfinance, about philanthropy, about green bonds, about impact investment, about infrastructure investment, everything necessary to fund the global goals we want to cover, and we want to cover the innovation that is occurring or needs to occur, as well as the absurdity of our financial system. So this is the objective. Please bear with me for a few more days, but we will be posting this, and we'll be posting more content to the site over the next few days, and certainly in the weeks and months to come. The objective is to create content that is compelling, that's interesting. We recognize this isn't for everybody, it's for a financial orientated audience, people who want to learn about funding the global goals, people who want perhaps to work in that arena, but certainly it's those innovators and those investors and those policymakers who want to support this kind of innovation, the innovation that the world needs to happen. So please share this video, subscribe to the website, you can get onto the email list and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is linked on the site. And obviously if you're watching it, you can subscribe by hitting the subscribe and the alerts button. That would be great. Do support the SDGs, learn about them, and realize that they are interconnected. Everything is connected. It might be your interest is in water, or in climate change, or in economic growth and good jobs, or education, and it might be in a certain region or geography of the world. But the reality is education needs healthy economies, it needs tax generation. Water is also very much about energy, and it's about agriculture. So these issues are incredibly related, and we know that while some things are very localized and regionalized, we also live in a connected world. So we have to think big, we have to really drive systemic innovation, and we have to do that so people on the ground can get the capital they need to have the greatest potential impact. So thanks for watching, and I will follow up with more content later in the week. All right, have a great day. Thank you. Welcome to September. All right, bye.